like it did with slot A. But once we click the once we click it and we get into a roll with it, it really does work quite well. It's really good.
Also, for anyone muted, if it gets your orc's turn and you're one of the ones that need to speak, then just say something in the OrgCon discussion, and we can unmute you.
Yeah. Typically, the format, the way it's been run, is that the org will land, and Packrat has been given some amazing press questions. But obviously, anyone can ask and interact with the org as they please. So just go ahead and make friends.
I wake back up in space.
Well,
I hope you're gonna be fine.
there we go. We've all spawned in the same room. A few of us have, anyway.
Spawned in what
shit,
looks
my
like
legs.
somewhere I'm not supposed to be.
Waiting on an elevator to appear.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to just kill myself real quick.
Oh, don't fall in zero hell.
Yep, I fell through the world.
It will load in a few moments. It did.
Yeah.
It's just slot A. It takes a few minutes because it's a whole new server.
I had to wait a minute or two before my elevator appeared, but I'm good now.
Some of my guys have encountered problems.
Okay, I can tell when the elevator spawns for some people. It's still not there for me, but I'm seeing other people like run into it and disappear. So
I'm like perpetually stuck in a hospital bed. I keep trying to get out, like clips me back in.
oh
It's
no.
fun for me now.
I hate that bug, and I also hate the one where instead of getting up, you get up on the window side and you fall through the building
Oh,
in the hab.
You have a recommendation to fix it.
I think a restart is the only way.
Okay.
I think. Did you try? You could try killing yourself and see if it like put you in a different hospital bed.
I think it might actually be good.
Or can I don't actually I don't even know if you can do that once you're in the hospital bed. I bet backspace doesn't work anymore.
I held it while I was in the bed and nothing was happening, but for some odd reason it did make it so I was allowed to get out of the bed without the bug.
Well, that's one way at least. Okay, come on, elevator. You can spawn in.
How awkward.
I should put the guys out of me today.
Just a heads up, guys. Backpacks will not be allowed on the transport ships.
Yeah, no way. It blew up a shuttle earlier. Like a little orange firecracker in the sky.
I have questions. Was something on the backpack, like a bomb, or?
No, the backpacks just have a bug where they blow up ships occasionally.
You
I
should be
see.
familiar. It happened to me all of 315.
Poor Cass.
You know, I didn't have to experience that, Cass, but I do
Be
remember now.
fortunate.
Yeah, you can just pull your backpack when you're on site, so it's okay.
Yeah, we have a separate shuttle to transport your backpacks for you. Far away from my shuttle.
Also, in case people don't realize this, try not to run into people.
Yeah.
Because you can still kill them. It's not as bad as it used to be, but you can still do damage.
This is Packrat. I can confirm I took a 4% damage hit during slot A.
I mean, the good thing is, a few patches ago, that would have killed you.
Right.
But it's still not fun.
We hope to network and answer some questions and familiarize ourselves with your organizations and basically have a little bit more camaraderie as we all immerse into this roleplay opportunity.
Now, I do believe everyone is going to be shuttled up initially in one transport. Can any of my fellow organisers confirm that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I'm gonna try.
And then we'll have the shuttles as the back and forth.
Yep, that's fine. So, Rusalis, you are first. You won't need to be shuttled. You will. Oh no, yeah. You take once you're at the port, if you pull the carrack, and I'll go with you actually, and I can sort of guide you with what to do.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, just let me know when you're at the port.
Will do.
Standing by for you, Demai.
Will our whole group be transported, or will only our leads be transported?
We can have either
do
your
you-
whole group or the lead. It's entirely up to you.
Yeah, depends what you need.
If you'd like everyone to be inside your flagship when you bring it over, you can do that. But if you only want your pilot to bring it over for you while you stand there and talk while he's flying, then you can do that as well.
The rest of my group will bring the transport. Well, the rest of my group will bring the flagship. And I'll stay with the transport.
Okay, those of the first demo group, which is Rusalis, if you could pull your ship and we'll go together into that carrack. I will pull a shuttle and I will escort you to the venue.
Rusalis, Hangar 7.
Roger. Standing by the
Roger.
elevator.
I'm on the tram at this time.
Copy.
Now arriving. Tram now leaving the station. Stand clear of the doors.
And round.
Might have to take the tram around for a lap.
Todos é com os nossos nomes.
who's boarding the shuttle goes to 5, correct?
Now arriving.
Hangar 5 is one of the shuttles, yes.
Connection trams across all major commercial areas.
Are all attendants?
City flights. Business travel.
I believe Hangar 5 is an Argo personnel, so 8 people.
Wasn't there a something?
Yes, you stated. You will.
Yeah, the second transport, the main transport is on its way right now. It'll be in Hangar 4.
And I'm gonna hold back so if we have the last few people, I can grab them in a ship and bring them over.
Sounds good.
Because I think we did have 1 or 2 people that crashed.
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
I'm just gonna try and get the bulk over there.
Is Oliver Salas on board?
Confirm. I am on board. On board and takeoff ready. What's up?
Pack rat at home, I see.
That is correct. I'm changing from flight suits to interviewing clothes.
Unfortunately, will be attending a flight suit due to falling through the world.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah, guarda no.
Okay.
Now arriving.
There's a lot of people standing around, and I'm not sure if they're AFK or if they're not seeing the chat.
No idea.
Yeah, there was a bunch of people down at the consoles.
Carlisle,
Yes.
we're in the air, ready to follow you.
Excellent. If you just meet me at sort of come near to me, and we'll just wait for all of the guests to be dropped off before you touch down. Okay, these people have they so they've not seen the chat. They don't know it's Hangar 4.
Hangar 4 for the OrgCon transport people.
Hangar 4.
Understood. Hangar 4.
This is the OrgCon service to OrgCon. Please board at Hangar 4.
First stop, OrgCon. Last stop, OrgCon.
Taking a Phoenix. Okay.
Okay, so if there's anyone left, I will get them. I think there actually may not be anybody.
I'm just about in the tank.
If they leave before you get there, don't have room, then I can take you.
Yeah, I'm on my way in the tram. I'll be there shortly.
Well, if there's only one person, which I think it is, then you'll get a VIP ride. I'll get the X85 out.
Woo!
That's one of my favorites.
Space Corvette.
And it can land like anywhere because the thing's tiny.
Imasa, are you in your Mako? Could I get a pickup over here at the Oxy Tower? They won't let me they won't let me land my Taurus over there.
All right, we're
being
in
parking floors.
All right, I'll be right over.
During slot A, I had the complete news area completely covered, and they were dissatisfied with how much coverage my Taurus was.
I actually didn't notice there was an orange paint for the Connie. That looked really good.
I got permission to get up in this thing.
That is my signature color for journalists for Net 7 News.
How are our transports looking?
I think there's one more person in me, and I will grab them.
Okay. Finch?
I'm assuming I got permission to come on board.
You do, sir.
You want us to wait in a designated area? I don't think I've been on this type of ship before.
So Salaman,
just
it's
there you
Hangar
go.
3.
I can see you on the comms.
Hello? Hello? Excuse me?
Are 50 minutes overdue.
Go
That's
for it,
actually,
Dimas.
that actually is really good for an event in Star Citizen.
Considering it's a 10 org event, Carlisle, with
I'll give you that.
multiple server launches, come on. You are doing
I mean,
great.
At this point, I would say we're probably ahead of schedule.
Maybe.
Just
I mean,
in terms of
the good thing about this one is that there's not a slot after this, so we can be, you know, we're okay. You know, as long as obviously people are okay with time, but we're not rushing for anything. So, yeah.
So how long is the flight to get there?
About 30 seconds. It's not long.
All right.
We picked it because it's just a really good cusp. But, you know, you can still access the local inventory. It's good that if anyone crashes, dies, or blows up, and you've got your spawn set at area 18, which hopefully you all have, it makes it so easy to just get back in and get back to it. So, yeah.
Someone jump on the pilot seat. Fuck.
What's happened?
What was that?
The ship's going down.
Is something wrong? Is everything
I
okay?
can see a Valkyrie descending into the city.
What just happened?
Oh no.
That's a lot of people who just died.
Valkyrie
That's the
down.
primary transport.
did someone get out of the pilot seat?
I don't think that was supposed to
There
happen.
should be a
Just
bug on
disregard.
some ships, especially on Area 18. If the pilot got out of the pilot seat, it would drop.
Please tell me someone was recording that.
I was.
Yes, I am streaming this.
That's awesome.
Live via satellite. This is Net7 News. Tia reporting we've had a minor accident at OrgCon 2952. A primary transport Valkyrie lost power and descended into the Metroplex area and was summarily destroyed by crashing into the surface. Unfortunately, almost all hands have been lost, although I do see some bodies still down there. Partially minor accident, yes.
This is Russell Gainsley reporting in from the ground. It seems like a medical vehicle has arrived and brought most people to the medical center.
We'll just see how bad, if there's any regeneration echoes from these poor people trying to make it to OrgCon.
Need to get an NDA on this story. Big time. First event and a mass death. Oh, dear.
Logistics nightmare.
Okay, so do we determine what happened there?
I heard Finch say, yeah, I heard Finch call out for someone to take the stick, but I don't know.
It was
if
too
anyone
late.
did.
Okay, so it's possible he crashed or something, and then I see. Oh, okay.
It's the building is still burning. I can see the flames.
Wow.
He's traumatized.
Okay. So, those of you who just perished in the transport, were injured in the transport, please make your way back to the spaceport, and you will be shuttled across in a safer manner. How many were there that need to be
I think there were about 12 of us in the shuttle.
That's fine. Right, let me get another shuttle on site.
I woke up a bit disoriented.
Headache, wasn't it? Yeah.
Carlisle.
Yes.
The Rusalis is standing by, hovering. We could potentially act as a primary transport.
Yeah, you could, to be fair, couldn't you?
It would be an interesting way of showcasing your services.
I like that. Yeah, get down there. Go for it.
Alright.
If people...
So now I wonder, was this all planned?
Oh, no.
Is this a big scheme to kill everyone?
No. Not
I don't know though. That's very convenient.
No, 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 no. I'll.
Sydney just noped right out of that one. He's like, no, you can take it down.
Says the evil org. I mean, the transport did go down after you guys showed up.
It did, but
That
we
sabotage.
are here for the same reason as everyone else.
So those of you I can see that are still in the. Are you waiting for the tram?
Yes.
Excellent. Right. Okay. The first presenting org Rusalis will pick you up. From.
So yeah, the Rusalis can manage the entirety of the transport for the group. So I'll wait for everyone to get to the airport, and we'll just bring them all over. Sound good?
Sounds good to me.
Dude, I just washed the windows on this thing.
Sorry, it'll buff out.
Is my in-game not working?
I don't think your local is.
Ah, that's sad.
Yeah, we broke the in-game VoIP last time in like 10 minutes. Because there were too many people. Yeah. Like, it started off, we was like, oh great, it's working. And then, like, by the time we all got to the pad, it just stopped.
Big number says Hangar 8.
We're just gonna despawn the ship because we're gonna make sure it won't despawn from weight.
Roger.
Did everyone that crashed respawn at Area 18, or are we all over the system now?
I respawned at Area 18, so it should be fine.
I'm coming from Grimhex.
Come on,
I
fat ass,
didn't
go.
expect to die.
That's suspicious.
Just to confirm, you said Hangar 8, right?
No,
We're
we're
gonna
gonna
respawn the ship.
we're gonna be despawning.
Oh, well, I should probably turn around then.
Yep, rendezvous at the airport.
Oh, pardon me.
I'll go to the airport now.
You two, work you work at OrgCon?
No, we're with the Rusalis.
We're the people who started the con.
I'm assuming you're geared up for some sort of display.
We gotta be ready for anything here, just in case.
Case in point, a mysteriously crashing ship.
Alleged crashing ship.
Reports from the ground said it might have been an equipment malfunction, or the pilot might have been momentarily distracted.
Rumors of slam use are highly exaggerated.
In Finch's state,
I
unlike
hear that Widow is very commonly used around Charlotte.
Who's hovering there in the air?
If someone's hovering over your shoulder right now, you could just try and ask them to move.
No, I see 3 tags in the air. They're now coming towards me. I don't know who they are. Or what ship
Their geolocators might be just a little off.
I don't quite know.
That's a Connie.
And why?
I'm not sure. I love how far, like, you may not be able to see super detail, but you can zoom in that far and actually see a ship coming in.
Alright, who else is still making their way to the airport for transport?
At least
to
4
OrgCon?
people aboard that
I'm
Connie
on
up
my
there.
way.
I'm on my way, but I'll be a little bit, so feel free to go on without me for now.
So I
Me.
see.
If there's a Phoenix Emerald around, that is my group's ship that's on standby.
Oh, I see.
If it's the Emerald, I don't know if it was not the Emerald.
Does that include people? Is it Pervy on Chan?
Yes.
Right. Okay. Why is it in the air?
I am currently unsure.
Okay.
I didn't tell them. Here, I'll tell them to stand down.
Yeah. Just because obviously each org will take their turn, and we will shuttle you back when you can retrieve the ships that you need.
Oh, there are still some people not here.
Is this standard behavior at OrgCon?
Don't know yet. This is the first one.
Oh.
But it's surprisingly going better than expected. You'll be glad to hear.
I didn't attend the first half. I'll have to look at the reports later.
Indeed.
Do you have ideas for improvement for next year?
Well, there are several things we could do. We could fresh up the location. We could, hopefully have more orgs involved. Hopefully the word will spread about OrgCon this year, and it will come around even better next time.
And are there any plans for having live fire demonstrations, or at least have orgs be available to show us their skills in the military?
I believe we're still in a legal district that does not allow weapons fire, right?
Not it, but for the next edition.
Ah.
We are looking at options we have, but we have nothing confirmed as of yet because of the difficulty with trying to control such demonstrations and stop things like what just happened, but on a deliberate basis. So it's something we need to work out, consult on, and see what everyone is comfortable with who wants to attend. Because obviously there will be orgs that don't want to take part in live fire things. We need to make sure everyone is comfortable in where it takes place and suitable enough security.
Hey, by the way, Carlo, can you send me another invite for the party?
Yes.
Want your company to be in good company? OrgCorp's unique vertically integrated corporate parks offer amenities such as resource sharing and logistical help for our rental partners. Inquire today to learn how you can invest in making OrgCorp your new home.
Alright, we'll lift off after CC 1004 gets here.
That's all good.
Thank you.
Do we know what hangar to gather in yet?
Not yet. I haven't pulled the ship out.
So, Evilorg, those of your crew that are in the air, if they could land at the spaceport and then board the Rusalis.
Oh, they weren't going to be here. They were going to all be on the ship when they fly in. Unless there's a problem with that.
They're going to be on the... Okay, so they're not going to... But they won't attend the other org demonstrations?
Yes, I'm the only one that will be attending the other organization demonstrations. The rest of them are
okay. That's fine. Okay, yeah.
They stay on the ship.
They'll be waiting a while, but so long as
that's fine.
Okay.
Hangar 7 for the Rusalis.
Roger.
Obey all security and customs personnel at all times. Their job is your safety.
This way, Vintage.
I'm looking forward to getting this underway.
Or not.
Okay, that's
Hangar 7 for the Carrack transport for anyone who didn't hear.
We may want to keep an eye out in the skies for rogue ships.
Whatever your transaction, we wish you a beneficial and prosperous
Because it seems there are some uninvited people that are asking where it's at.
Well, so long as nobody tells them.
Yeah, so if they do find it, then we may want to watch out for some ships.
Well, the
It
quicker we
looks
get
like
here
some
and get this
persons were
underway-
accidentally speaking in public chat.
If we can keep it to ourselves, and obviously the quicker we get this underway, the more we can see of people before anything untoward happens to any of us.
Yeah.
I'm to understand that one of the really nice things about this venue is that it has an a downstairs protected area to keep everybody safe from pad ramming.
Yes, down here, the allocated guest area if needed. Probably safest to come down here when ships are coming in or taking off, just in case of an explosion. You'll be guarded down here.
Where would you prefer passengers to be in this vehicle?
Would it be too much of a problem for me to run a cassava?
Yes.
I don't have pants.
Roger. Standing by.
Shuttles will be running to and from the venue constantly.
I have some extra pants if you'd like. I can borrow you.
I got uniform pants. I'm gonna go grab.
Okay.
Are we to stand by in this main cargo area of the ship, or is there somewhere you would like us to wait?
Oh yeah, please make your way to the habitation deck. There's a lounge there.
And where? Can you direct us which to go?
Yeah, that'll be the deck too.
Of course.
Follow sit and engage.
You or do we have others? Oh, just you for now.
Again, Hangar 7 for transport, last call.
XO on board.
This is a magnificent ship.
Yeah. Good people too. People are what make it.
How long have you been crewing on this?
Not too long actually.
Eu tenho 44.
I notice a Galahad 7 is 9 million km out, but he can be picked up by a shuttle that will keep running to and from the space.
Espera, estou a ver com 44 entre 6 pessoas, agora já
Thank
tenho
you.
50.
Respawned over at Microtech.
Alright, I'm observing liftoff. I'm gonna go ahead and close the ramp.
Rusalis, are you inbound?
We are inbound.
Excellent.
Oh, do they provide food? That's nice of them. I don't know where anybody else is. Ah, the beautiful view of Area 18. Our corp as a whole is a stunning view for those who come from large populated areas such as Earth or Terra. The skylight is always lit up as if you are reaching out towards the stars themselves. Buildings rising as high as 100, 200 stories.
Those on the pad, please be careful as the carrack lands.
It seems like we are landing, so I'm going
You may
to
wish to vacate.
work my way towards the cargo ramp, I suppose. This looks like an elevator. I hope I'm going to the right place.
We've touched down.
Welcome the Rusalis.
News organizations line up. Anticipation for the event to begin. There are representatives here from both freelance organizations and places such as HubNet and Bad News.
Live via satellite, this is Tia for Net7 News. We are live in Area 18 on OrgCorp, Stanton System. We're greeted by the crew of the Rusalis, Captain Damius, I believe. Good evening, gentlemen.
Good evening, thank you.
Could you tell us a little bit about the Rusalis and your organization?
Yeah, first off, I'd like to welcome everyone to OrgCon 2952. And I'd like to give a special thanks to all the orgs who chose to attend, as well as the event coordinators, Carlisle and Finch. So thank you guys, and thank you everyone. As far as the Rusalis and her crew, one of the things that I feel help each and every person in the verse is having a trusted companion by your side. And on board our ship, we take that to heart. We are a multi-crew focused group. We serve on board a singular ship as a dedicated full-time band of brothers, I guess.
Can you tell us about the mission of your vessel?
Well, we just try to get by, really, but I've always considered ourselves a bit of explorers. You know, we like to see what we can find.
You state you are explorers?
Yeah, unscheduled explorers, unscheduled tramp traders. What kind of modalities can we expect from the Rusalis?
You know, we'll do pretty much anything that comes, you know, our way. Whatever interesting comes across my desk, as long as I don't think, you know, it's hurting anyone. I like to do it.
Interesting. So how many crew do you have?
Uh, well, I have roughly 20, 25. However, on our day-to-day operations, I like to have roughly 12 to 14 staff in our ship.
And what ports of call does the Rosales call home?
Uh, it's a interesting question. I don't really consider any ports here in Stanton home.
I see. Um, where did the Rosales get laid down? As in, like, what shipyard set her keel?
Another interesting question. She's salvage.
Oh,
Yeah,
very
that's
interesting.
what I was about to ask you. Well, was it like to salvage a ship like this? Weren't you afraid it could be claimed by someone else?
Well, we know our salvage rights, and
Yeah.
fortunately, she was left in manageable condition. Though it did take a handful of us a couple of years to get her running.
It must have been a bureaucratic nightmare to have to deal with the UEE and their salvage permit and claimage.
And not so much. There's a few of us here that are former UEE, as well as one or two of us have decent connections.
Russell Gainsley from HubNet. Tell us about the finding of this vehicle. Is that part of your history?
Oh, absolutely.
Would you care to go into more detail? Where did you find it?
I don't want to go into too much detail about.
Are you concerned of the legality of your salvage rights?
Well, we all know the UE aren't necessarily the best of people.
The advocacy is, trying to crack down on starship theft. Such a salvage like this, if it comes under claim, are you prepared to go straight to court over your legitimacy of ownership of the Rosales?
Oh, I'm not one bit.
I see. Tell us, does the Rosales engage in all forms of activities that can be expected out of a ship this size? I mean, are we talking about a gray area vessel, or are we talking about a lawful crew?
I like I said, we get by.
I see. Okay. Survivalists, I get that.
Seems the captain is
Okay.
trying to dodge the
Can you
question.
tell us about the loadout of your vessel? I mean, if this is your main vessel, it seems like a lot of investment has gone into its systems, its components, its armament.
Absolutely, she is extremely well maintained. We have a lot of custom modifications to her, as you would any home over the years. This, that.
Can you tell us, once our jump gates become opened, which divergent path do you think you'll most take? Will you head out toward Nex, or will you be taking the jump gate to Pyro system?
I, before the stuff with Xeno threat really kicked up and made travel to Nyx a lot harder. I will say I miss going there, so I'll probably be stopping there first just to
I see. I see. Um, so does your crew currently recruit, or do you do any training programs for your crew?
And follow up, what should people joining expect from you?
Ah, all right. Yeah, we do regular training regimen. Uh, we we try to keep our skills sharp. Uh, as you would consider or expect. We have specialist roles on board, be it engineers handling the maintenance, the cargo, details, or we have tactical handling all of our armory and our ground ops.
Has the Rosalis ever suffered any piracy or other crime elements within Stanton's system? And how do you feel about that?
Well, I have to get back to the other question. I don't feel I answered it fully, but what not to expect from us? We don't back down. And what was your question?
That goodness gracious, I lost my train of thought. I can't believe I'm losing this. I must have hit my head on the way in. I mean, Gimas's ship is you know, was glowing on the way in. And then I was caught by surprise by that crash down there. But does the Rosalis have any? You sound like a very committed crew. You're very go-getters, and it seems like we can expect that you aren't going to back down from any sort of exploration or contract. Do you have any particular preferences of contracts that the Rosalis undertakes?
Well-paying ones usually. That'll definitely get our interest. But like I said, we're having a bit of trouble here, being holed up in Stanton because of Xenothreat's recent activity. So anything dealing with them, I want to get them out of the system so I could start, traveling the stars with my crew.
It sounds like Xenothreat is one of the more applicable events that has been occurring in Stanton's system. Is that your preferred, or have you been to Jumptown or possibly taken part in the recent activities from the Ninetails Syndicate?
Absolutely, we have. And I will say that we turned in a host of drugs for the law enforcement. We need the criminal activity in the system to be reduced so we could leave.
All right. Well, thank you, Captain Demius. We really enjoyed getting to meet your crew. You have a nice looking vessel. I don't even own a Carrack, so you've definitely out tonnage me. We really appreciate you taking the time to visit us, and we look forward to seeing the verse.
Absolutely. And again, thank you everyone for attending.
All right, Net 7. Next up, I think we'll have what, the Avalon Initiative, or is it possibly the Evil Org?
Next, it is actually Angry Birds Portugal.
Angry Birds Portugal. Okay. I'm now starting to wonder if I need to brush up on my Spanish.
Yeah, you don't you dare to talk Spanish. We're not Spanish.
The Portuguese.
Portuguesa.
We are Portuguese.
Indeed.
Yeah, I don't even speak Castellano. Okay.
A lovely country, by the way. I love the Algarve.
I do too.
As the Rosalis company takes their Carrack off the pad and we reset for the next organization,
oh yes,
we once again open the floor. If you are watching from home or streaming from one of the systems nearby, feel free to post in Spectrum your questions and we will ask them to the next coming company.
Carliel, we are ready when you are.
Excellent. Rosalis, are you clear of the pad? Yep, I think you are.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. If you'd like to follow me, I will lead you down to the venue.
Hey, Papa.
Okay. You can see the large landing pad there. Feel free to land your ships and begin your demonstration.
We are on the way.
Excellent.
Net 7 viewers, it looks like we have a Prowler, an Esperia Prowler. Or is that the Apoa? Sounds like a Vesperia. And on the wings, we've got a couple of fighters, I believe.
For clarification on viewers at home, that is pronounced Aopoa.
Aopoa. Alien languages are hard on my lips.
It seems this next organization, the Angry Birds, have been bringing in a
Viewers,
small
the
flight.
Prowler is often used as an alternative drop ship for transporting of troops, and they just overshot the landing pad. We've got a Talon on, got a couple of Talons, I believe, as wingmen. Maybe they're doing a Buzz the Tower type maneuver.
This is traditionally known as a flyby. Originally debuting in the Second Tavaran War, the Prowler has been since recreated by Asperia in order to make it more modernized for the current flight systems that we use today.
Let's remember, folks, that it took actually 2 wars for us to finally cease hostilities with the Tavaran.
Keeping us on our toes.
And they have touched down, folks. We've got a couple of Talons that are definitely wingman. Was pretty good flying there for that flyby. Looks like their presentation will be in the aft section of the Prowler dropship. One of the signature beautiful things is that the Tevarans are aesthetically pleasing to look at, as well as adept fighters.
For cultural clarification, it's pronounced the Tavaran.
Okay, well, we'll step up to their leader here. We've got some. All right.
Good evening, everyone.
Welcome, Angry Birds Portugal.
Thank you very much. Thank you
That's
for the invitation for this great event.
Very impressive ships. Can you tell us a bit about Angry Birds Portugal?
Yes, I can. So, 340 years after the fall of the Tevarin, we formed a group of humans, went to Elysium, and we start to dig up and study the Rijora, which is the religion of the Tevarin, to revive and to follow the ways of the Tevarin, because they basically vanished after the Second War.
I understand that the Tevarin actually follow a curious alien form of Bushido, a very honorable form of warfare.
Exactly. That's called the Rijora. Kind of hard to pronounce. And basically, we are a military organization, and the military runs everything. And we do all the wars with honor and pride.
Oh, glory seems to be some of the motivating factors for the Tevarin. What kind of contracts does the Angry Birds Portugal prefer?
We do all kinds of military operations, infiltrations, espionage, we disrupt cargo, mining operations. Right now we are neutral to everyone, but we are starting to inflict damage and disrupting the money and the power of the UE.
I see. So you're not aligned specifically with the UEE, but you're still relatively neutral with other factions across the verse. Is that correct?
That is correct, if you hear me.
So these are definitely some beautiful craft. I'm looking at some of them, and while I've never owned a Tevarin craft, I have had the opportunity to ride inside a Prowler before. Those size 5 guns are nothing to sneeze at, and the maneuverability of the Talons and the Shrike are legendary. Many pilots are afraid to go up against them.
Yeah, they perform. They have a great maneuverability, going along with a great firepower, and uh, and the Prowler performs as a tank and the beacon, which is hard to take down.
Yes.
While the Talons shred the enemy down.
So when the jump points to Nyx and to Pyro system open, does the Angry Birds Portugal have a particular preference?
We are going to Pyra,
I see.
and we come to Stanton only for guerrilla operations.
Yes, there's lots of contracts to be had. Oh, look at that. We've
Yes.
we've got morning dawning coming over Area 18 here on our corp, and the sun is now shining. Stanton the star shining on the Angry Birds Portugal. Um, how long has the Angry Birds Portugal been in? I mean, are you still recruiting?
Well, we are always recruiting, but we are a Portuguese only organization, and that comes with a handicap that there's not many Portuguese people playing. But we are strong. We are 100 plus strong right now with around 50 to 60 active.
I see. 100 plus with 50 to 60 active. That's very interesting. Um, linguistically, is the primary language Portuguese?
Portuguese, yeah.
Oh, okay. Very good. Very good.
What are the expansion plans for Pyro?
Expansion plans? How? What do you mean by expansion plans? We don't have expansion plans.
You have no current mission directive for when Pyro opens back up?
Everything related to UEE.
I'm sorry.
On the topic of homesteading, are you colonial,
It seems
or
this
do you just
network
intend
tries
to
to
take
divert
contracts
from
there?
question.
Right now, we are not have any colonial objectives. We just want to
You do have
how do I put
objectives.
this? Not allow UEE to thrive in Pyro and League space.
I see. That is also the goal of many other organizations, including Xenothreat. They definitely want to rule the roost there, and control a majority of the action. Um, and
Yes.
so there will probably be lots of conflict at the jump gate into Pyro system. How will Angry Birds Portugal penetrate such chaos as many organizations move into Pyro system?
By brute force.
Brute force. Okay. Well, you certainly have the
And,
firepower for it.
Yeah.
And excuse me, Bad News Gamer here. And
Yes.
what is your standing with Xenothreat? Will you be allied? Will be neutral?
Neutral beginning, but probably allied.
So you will be allied with them, but you will oppose the United Earth Empire.
Yep. Exactly.
You also mentioned earlier that your people follow the Rijora. Are there plans to modernize this religion or follow it to the key that it used to be a few hundred years ago?
That it's been in the planning, but not right now.
It seems to me that they're probably like traditionalists, drawing up history and bringing it forward. We'll see.
Do
in
not
the
need
future if they
a
can,
other journalist
modernize
organization to answer a question
the
for a person. Thank you
Bushido-like
very much.
religion of the Teverin.
Yes. Eventually.
Well, Mr. Devil's Great, we thank you very much for your time. Angry Birds Portugal, we look forward to seeing more of
It
the
is to
signature
noted that there
craft
is the
from APA,
possibility that
the
this news
Talons and the
organization is
Shrike
paid
and
by Angry Birds due to the
Prowler.
fact that they are trying
Thank
to
you
answer
for your
questions
time.
for them.
This has
This
been one of the
arouses
more,
suspicion to the validity of
exotic,
their claims
organizations
during this
to
interview.
land on today here at OrgCon 2952. Thank you for your
Very
time.
much. Thank you very much. I'll see you in the verse.
See you in the verse. Viewers, I can't control what kind of clap I use. That was Angry Birds Portugal with very exotic alien technology brought to us by Aopoa, and we shall see them in the next system over, hopefully, if meshing comes and our ability to get those jump gates back online. Organizers, who is our next organization?
Our next organization is the wonderful Empyrean Shores, if I'm pronouncing that. I hope.
Empyrean Shores, okay.
You are.
I am. Excellent. They are just pulling their ship now, so you could count this as a small interval, but they are on their way.
For those who don't know, Net7 News is brought to you by Collegia Coffee, Java Up. Collegia Coffee is fresh ground roasted coffee beans imported from Nostrum Vor. Guaranteed to brighten your day. Java Up with Collegia Coffee.
Is Net News the primary news source for this event?
Negative. We are all here equally with Bad News Network. We had Oliver Zark here earlier, who was doing Hubwire, and we've got Bad News, who is more of a columnist.
Are you aware you are broadcasting on all transmissions then?
Well, you know, I'm recording. I'm not really broadcasting. I don't do streaming because live it's kind of dangerous to us journalists.
So you are unaware that you are currently hosting over multiple news networks then?
Well, if I'm the host by default and de facto, then so be it. I'm prepared because I am a citizen, and this is with full regeneration. You go with the risks.
So you're making a public statement of control over the news network.
Empyrean Shores, tab is yours.
Here we go. We've got the next org coming in.
This is Russel Gainsley again reporting for HubNet to note that Net News seems to claim that they are the primary news source of this organization due to the fact that they have taken over all public networks.
Seen only by a very few people to fly such a prestigious craft. It is both beautiful to look at and very powerful with size 5 weaponry.
It comes to raise questions whether or not this network is attempting a hostile takeover of the public broadcasting systems. They seem unaware of the fact, or at least claim to be unaware of the fact, that they are transmitting over multiple networks.
On the side here, the name I'm reading is Imperium Legacy. Very stylish.
Again, to note that this is HubNet reporting. If you hear Net News, this is again a hostile takeover of the public news network. This is a violation of the United Earth Empire's Free Media Act, and even though this system is controlled by a corporation, it still must follow these laws.
That ship is lovely.
Origin Jumpworks builds its ships for not only utilitarian, but also for aesthetically pleasing craft.
Hello, everybody.
Welcome to Empyrean Shores.
So my name is Thalmet. I am the director of Empyrean Shores. We are a organization seeking out the unknown. We have a wide array of interests and operations and activities that we engage in. Everything from constant quests we find the holy places of Pico spread around Stanton, to our security operations and our seemingly unending threat of a rival gang, Ravenwood, who seems to always be trying to get in our way of our particular strategic goals. We really quite enjoy connecting with other organizations, with other entities around the verse who are looking for more help, more people to connect with, and things that can benefit us all. If you would take a look at, open up your Moby Glass for me. I'm going to shoot you guys our brochure. You'll find most of what you need to know right in there, but I'm happy to entertain any questions. I should mention that we did recently spin off our actual IT department, and we created a new a new organization with them that's really oriented around developing tools for us and other orgs to use to better collaborate, to better put together our strategic goals and execute them. That's called the Shore Center for Operational Relationogenesis, or SCORG for short. I'm happy to entertain any questions you have, and would love talking with you.
So you mentioned Pico. Does your organization favor microtech? I mean, we've seen the silly plushie wars between Finley and the space whale and Pico the penguin. Do you have any marketing for that or preferences?
We are based heavily out of microtech. We don't have any particular. We don't have anything particular against Orison and Crusader. We think it's a lovely place, but we do routinely make fun of those dirty Finley adherents out there who might prefer Finley over Pico. But to each their own. We respect everybody.
You mentioned adherence. We in the public we often see in global this following, this almost zealot following of Pico the Penguin, almost to an idolatry. Does Imperium Shores share this viewpoint of Pico, this celebrity,
They did
mascot?
sound like a religion.
So we officially we have no religion officially as an organization. However, many of our people are followers of Pico and are actually engaged in a search right now, not right this moment, but in general to find the cave of Pico that's located somewhere in Stanton. We've heard tale of.
You people actually believe that this cave exists.
Many of my people do. Personally, I have my doubts. I tend to believe something when I can see it with my own two eyes. But we are a organization of dreamers, and so I encourage my members to believe if they want to.
Is there any other rituals for this following of Pico? Are there do you have gatherings and what? How does that goes?
We've seen the biggest gatherings of Pico adherents around the recent drug manufacturing and sale around Jumptown, Ravens Roost, and I don't remember the other one's name, but those few places in Stanton that have been producing drugs being sold and or captured and sold or turned in. And we have seen quite a gathering of like-minded Pico adherents around those locations.
So once you do find this mythical, relic spot, what do you intend to do with it?
I think we would, if we were the ones that are lucky enough to find it, and I know that there are many other people in Stanton currently looking for it, but if we are the ones that end up finding that, we would very likely publish its location for others to also pay homage and make that trek there.
You mentioned a rival company, Ravenwood, earlier. Are you concerned that they might find the cave before you?
Ravenwood seems more interested in disrupting us than they do particularly finding something before us or competing with us. I'm not actually entirely certain what their obsession is with our organization, but they do seem to share an unhealthy obsession. Let's put it that way.
I was curious that you brought them up in your opening pitch at OrgCon. Is it perhaps that the companies might have closer ties than we originally might believe?
We don't know a whole lot about them yet, but as we find out more, it would not surprise me if one of their founders or one of their high-ranking members originated with our crew. It's hard to say.
So it could be possible to construe this as a sales pitch, perhaps, in a way.
Construe it as a sales pitch.
Possibly advertising Ravenwood at the same time as advertising Empyrean Legacy?
No, no. Ravenwood, as far as I know, doesn't accept new members. But who knows? They do. They do what they do.
You mentioned that you're allied with Microtech. How do you and your organization feel about the coming of the AI blades that are in development from our Imperator Leilani Addison? Will you be accepting AI aboard your vessel, or is that what are your thoughts about AI involved on your vessel?
I'm a passionate advocate for using technology in all of its forms to advance our goals as organizations. I think certainly the human element and our brothers and sisters and other species as well. That those connections are important. But I don't think that any of us would be here flying amongst the stars were it not for the development and production of extensive technology across the UEE. I'm definitely a fan of any technological advancements we can take advantage of.
Curious, were you able to vote in the most recent Imperator election?
I did, and I voted for our current Imperator.
Oh, okay. So you voted for Leilani Addison? Okay.
I did, yes.
Okay. Was it the education plank? Was it the xenotechnology? Or was it the work on AI out of Mentor University?
I'm a huge fan of the work of AI, but I have to say the opposition to, or the, I'm sorry, the advancement of alien relations is something that's important to me personally. I think that the more hostile we are to the aliens around us, and the worse it's going to be for us long term out in the verse.
It is to note that AI has been outlawed in the UEE for the past 5 to 600 years. Do you have any concerns that this might cause some tensions on your ship as this law might change in the near future?
Excellent question. I do think that we, in our org, we're very open about what we believe and where we agree and where we disagree. Generally speaking, we treat each other with respect, and we expect that out of our people. In fact, when uh, when people don't treat each other with respect, that's usually the ticket that you're on your way out of the organization. So,
Have any of your members of your community expressed concern over singularity with AI?
not so far, no.
Is the Empyrean Legacy your 600i ship here? Is this your flagship?
It's not. Unfortunately, our flagship wouldn't quite fit on the pad here.
What is the flagship that you run?
So our current flagship is the 890 jump named the White Pearl, and unfortunately the 890 is just a tad bit bigger than this. So we decided to take this instead. And in fact, my staff was planning on being here with me today, but due to a little bit of a scheduling mix-up, they're currently executing a set of war games with a partner organization in preparation for hopefully taking a little bit more of the fight to Ravenwood in the future.
Last question from Net7 News. Should the Microtech mascot, Pico the Penguin, ever become threatened by rival companies or gray area or even lawlessness organizations, would Imperium Shores be willing to respond to such?
Look, I think we deal with a number of threats every day. In Stanton in particular, we're constantly dealing with new threats coming up, from Nine Tails to Xenothreat, to lawless drug manufacturers, all sorts of things. We want to live and let live as much as possible, and if people are threatening Pico, I'm not going to prevent my organization and its members from responding or organizing against that. But as an organization, we do not intend to take a stance and go to war on that front.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Empyrean Shores, for visiting with us, and we look forward to seeing more of your activities in Stanton's system. I look forward to seeing the White Pearl and the Empyrean Legacy out there in the verse.
Absolutely. Feel free to add us to your comms list and contact us anytime you please.
All
we
right.
are we do tend to be friendly with media requests, so by all means.
All right. You have a good day.
Once again, that was Empyrean Legacy.
All right. Any other questions from any other news sources? Don't.
Well, I have just one last question from Bad News. For this, you said you were training to be able to respond better to your enemy. Has there been any altercations before? Do you frequently engage in combat, or is it just this small disruption and nuisance?
We do from time to time. We get disruptions and end up having to take action. In fact, our latest intelligence points to a rather significant gathering of Ravenwood folks next weekend, actually, and we are training this weekend to combat that and hopefully be able to at least push back their goals significantly. So, if anyone is interested in joining us in that fight against Ravenwood, please, by all means, let me know.
Was there any reason for us to fear them disrupting this event because you were participating in it?
No, I don't think so. In fact, part of why we did end up scheduling our training during the same time was to be a bit of a distraction for this event. So, my participation here and my travel here was done under pretty strict guidelines, and we are participating in quite the loud exercise over in Microtech right now.
Okay, thank you very much for keeping us safe.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you, everyone. And oh gosh, I would move away from the balcony if I were you guys.
He must. He's lost control of his Mako there. It's wrapping against the side
Seems
of the.
Bad News is suffering from some bad news.
That's what you get for doing things in Zoom.
All right.
Bad
well,
News, News
if
Network's
anybody wants to
Mako
look us
vehicle.
up,
It's currently
we do use the Scorg.space app on your MobiGlass. Feel free to look us up, and we'd love to connect.
Thank you. We'll be checking Spectrum. Have a good day. While we all dodge Gimas and his Mako.
How is the Mako?
It's perfect.
Are we good?
He looks like he's got it under control. He's trying to use it as a camera ship and do some sweeping views and panning shots.
Okay. Well, thank you, Thalamet, for that amazing talk there. My friend Abysmal will be waiting at the terminals to bring you back to the event in a shuttle. Next up, who will be arriving on the pad, will be Avalon Initiative. We'll just wait on standby for Empyrean Shores to clear the pad, and they will arrive. Okay, Avalon Initiative, the pad is yours. You can go ahead.
Looks like we have an inbound Carrack Avalon Initiative, bringing forth one of the more signature scouting exploration vessels. Gonna go stand on the
closer landing than anticipated.
Lively touchdown. Crew are exiting their bridge vessel, bridge seating, heading to their elevator.
This is Russell Gainsley once
Net
again
7
reporting
viewers,
with
I've only
PubNet.
crewed
A
a
reminder
Carrack
that
only a
news
handful of
that
times.
Net
It is
News does
quite a
not
wild
have
ride,
permission to
although I've
access
been a
HubNet's
tail gunner,
networks,
belly
but they
gunner for
are currently broadcasting across all news networks. We are unable to control this, but we will continue to report as normal.
Evilorg, your demo will commence in 15 minutes after Avalon, so please be ready. If anyone needs to bring a ship, I'll be waiting in the air at a safe enough distance.
This next organization is known as the Avalon Initiative.
Welcome, Avalon Initiative.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Yay, can you tell us a little bit about the Avalon Initiative? How old is the org? What are its origins? Did it come from outside Stanton's system? Do elaborate.
Absolutely. The Avalon Initiative is approximately 2.5 years old. Founded in 2949. There at the end. We are a UEE charter to establish an outpost on the edge of UEE space. So the org got its foundings during a Senate committee meeting where the UEE decided that, you know what, we need more outposts strategically located on the borders of our space. When the UEE was founded, exploration, expansion, and the greater good of humankind were definitely at its core values. In recent years, the senators throughout the UEE decided that the empire had lost sight of that, and thus we were founded.
So we're also still hearing a little bit of, sightings from kingships and Vandul incursions on the very borders of the UEE. Does Avalon Initiative have any policy on that?
Absolutely. As everyone here well knows, we are openly hostile with the Vandal. And if that is one of the risks that establishing an outpost on fringe space incurs along with it, then we'll take that head on.
Can you tell us a little about the Avalon Initiative structure? Like what kind of wings, what kind of activities, main operating skills?
Absolutely. So exploration has been and will always be at the heart of the Avalon Initiative. But establishing an outpost on fringe space is extremely demanding. So the initiative is looking for and has positions for all types of people within its org structure. Right now, we have 3 main wings within the initiative. That is our survey corps. Those are the scientists, explorers. It is the very heart of the initiative. They are responsible for conducting all our expeditions and doing research that goes along with it. The next wing we have is the Defense Force. Going back to your earlier question about increased kingship sightings, Vandal sightings, those happen all the time. Vandal sighting is not rare where we plan to go. Therefore, the initiative needs a defense force. And the last part of that is transporting all the massive amounts of resources that are required to construct an outpost on the very edge of space. So, therefore, we have the logistics division. Those are the miners, the traders, and the salvagers of the initiative.
Right. I mean, colonialism doesn't march. It marches on its stomach, right? So, when the jump points to Pyro and Nyx open up, where does the Avalon Initiative intend to focus?
I think I can handle that one.
Absolutely, Mr. Jenkins.
So we are. This is going to be a bit of a long-winded answer. We're here in Stanton because we're here to test run our initiative. So the jump points opening are actually a good opportunity for us. So here in Stanton, it's an economic powerhouse of the empire, as you guys know. So we are able to test out different things, starting up the initiative, and run through different scenarios that allow us to get practice with scanning, surveying, establishing supply lines, all the things that we would need to do. So having systems like Pyro and Nix come up that aren't exactly safe is actually a really good opportunity for us. And as we're an organization that plans on expanding outwards essentially as far as we can, we'll be very heavily invested in both of those systems once those jump points become available for public use.
It sounds like the Avalon Initiative really wishes to bring civilization out there to those fringe systems. Um, are you concerned that maybe you might be followed by the big mega corporations that will seek to capitalize on your discoveries and exploit those systems and planets for monetary capitalistic gain?
I am not. I don't think so because as Mr. Rose here discussed, we're going to be on the very edge of essentially what's safe, and a lot of the large corporations essentially want to keep things safe. They don't want to take massive risks with their ships. They don't want to take massive risks with their personnel because going out to where the Vandal are, there is resources there, but there's a great danger. And I think being a small organization, especially a government funded organization, it allows us the ability to keep our profile low and stay away from the mega corporations taking our slice of the pie, so to speak. But we do plan on establishing supply lines and.
What was that? Oh my
Hey, Governor.
goodness. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Kimas. Well,
Sit rep. What's happening?
It seems bad news is
Well,
suffering from some incredible bad news right now, as Gaimus, the news reporter from Bad News, is rushed away to the hospital.
I think he might have bit the farm there in that explosion.
It looks like they were medevaced away in time.
Yeah, and he's either going to be regenerated or he's going to be saved. Who knows? But
It is important for viewers to note that journalists do not have the ability to declare someone dead. It is up to the medical professionals of the United Earth Empire or other civilian industries.
Well, Falamet suffered a little bit of a mishap.
Sorry, I'm terribly sorry.
It's all good. It's all good.
In the meantime, I suppose we'll get back to the interview.
Yes. So, Avalon Initiative, you're only 2.5 years old. Are you still recruiting for your organization?
Absolutely. We are always recruiting, looking for people who are willing to take upon the mantle of exploration, live on the edge of space, and develop and improve mankind together. That being said, right now we are still very much in the first part of our testing phase before the initiative gets a full UEE sanction to go out and establish an outpost. And that requires a little bit of admin work, a little bit of growing pains, and that's just a disclaimer for anyone who wants to see this grow into something great in the future.
On your roster, we can read that you are now looking for a new home. Did something happen to prompt you to leave what you already had behind?
Well,
the way I look
spirit
at
of exploration, really. Oh, sorry to interrupt you.
You're good,
Spirit
Mr.
of
Jenkins.
exploration, really. I am one of the representatives of the Survey Corps. I'm a citizen. I don't have any military experience. However, I have been an explorer as my career essentially since I could have a career. And a lot of our members do feel the same sense of exploration, and they do wish to kind of push the boundaries of what the UEE can do. So, not necessarily any one event leading us from a certain home, but just a gathering of like minded individuals that want to go out, explore, and kind of push the boundaries of what's possible.
It sounds like this is quite the lawful, civilized organization, the Avalon Initiative. we're really enthralled by your conviction to bring out the advocacy and law to these to otherwise fringe space. It's dangerous out there, and it must take a lot of heart to uphold the UEE while you're way out there and there's not much authority or reach.
Please note, Avalon's demo time has expired.
Well, thank you very much, gentlemen, for your time. You've really got an impressive vessel, and I'm looking forward to seeing what you bring to the verse.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us.
Mm-hmm. Net 7 viewers, Avalon Initiative in their Karak are boarding, retracting their forward ramp, and getting prepared to depart the OrgCon 2952 platform as we prepare for our next organization coming up.
This is a reminder to all viewers of this station that
Indeed.
this is Russell
The
Gainsley
next
reporting
organisation
from
to take to the
PubNet.
pad will be Evil Org.
That sounds already ominous. Me without my torpedo burrito. Speaking of torpedo burritos, they come now in special avocado sauce.
It is important to
One
note
that'll
that
make
this
your
company
mouth
does
water
not
run.
represent
Avocado from
Newsnet,
Torpedo
nor
Burrito.
do they nor are they sponsored by anyone in particular that might have been mentioned in the last 30 seconds.
We could also thank our sponsors. We have an appreciation to our sponsors, the Independent Miners Guild. They were presenting on slot A. We are very proud to have them. And also we have we have MobiTrack. If you don't know, it's a reputation hub. Very useful tool for your MobiGlass.
These are official
Evil
sponsors.
Evil Org coming in on an inbound Emerald Constellation class. Maybe some heavy-duty crosswinds.
Before Evil Org commence their demonstration, please could the ship pullers for Apex Crime Stat meet me on the shuttle pad? Thank you.
In the middle. You're off the side.
The gears are hanging off the side. Oh, this is a Constellation Phoenix, by the way, folks. You can tell by the signature viewports, the observation deck in the back. Very nice vessel, obviously very expensive. Most Constellation Phoenixes come with an integral Ursa rover ground vehicle. The emerald finish is positively to die for. I don't ever see that on any other vessels. Net 7 News personally runs with the Heron Orange so that we're easily visible as journalists. Please don't KOS the press. Your Starship drives are still on. I think they want to do their presentation up there close to the vessel. So I shall walk out and say hello.
We would actually like to do this inside of the vessel.
Oh.
Seems we are being invited in for a tour.
So we're going to have a presentation held inside this Starship, this Constellation Phoenix Emerald.
Is it safe?
And
Yes,
looks
very safe.
Looks very safe. Should we come through the small elevator or the cargo tray?
Whichever one you would like.
Oh, okay, I'm gonna do.
It is to note that your organization is known as Evil Org. Does this provide? Do you have any alleviations for concerns of persons entering your vehicle for the first time?
Currently, we are in an armistice zone, and no harm will come to you, because we don't want to lose this ship to the UE within our corp.
This will be our first.
This is Russel Gainsley mounting on a vehicle owned by a company known as Evil Org. Should my transmission end at any point, please note where my last location
This will be our
is.
actual first presentation within a starship of this class.
Where's the pad on this? Oh, here. May come up 2 at a time, likely.
All right. Viewers, this is actually my first time to step foot on a Constellation Phoenix. Although I've seen plenty of videos, this is my first. Look at the wood on that floor. That's amazing. And amazing view, amazing observation ports, seating, amazing table. The wet bar is just stunning. But yes, this is my first time on a Constellation Phoenix.
This is Russel Gainsley from HubNet reminding viewers once again that although Net News is reporting on our channel, they do not report for us. They currently are taking over all public networks. This is outside of our current technical control. We will report as normal, but again, Net News does not represent HubNet in any access.
Net7 viewers, this reporter is definitely turning green with envy with this emerald green Constellation Phoenix.
Evil Org, your 15 minutes have begun.
Thank you, Evil Org, for joining us. Can you tell us a little about Evil Org? What do they stand for? How old is the organization?
Our current age is unknown to me, but we are a collection of crews that deal with the darker side of money making. And we have combined to form Evil Org.
So, darker industrialists. Okay, I understand. So, what kind of vessels do you typically fly?
We usually fly ships that use EMPs, such as the Sentinel or the Warlock. We can use anything for what we do.
I see.
It's, any ship can be used for a variety of things. You can change it
Do you have
to
any
be whatever
particular?
you'd like.
Do you have any particular favorite prey, maybe like the UEE or one of the mega corporations here in Stanton System, or fellow citizens, possibly?
It really depends on the crew. Since we are a collection of crews, we are still separate. We have separate goals, and we're simply a safe area, a safe group.
I see. I see. Do you have particular specializations, say mining or refining or transport?
Currently, we favor mining ships or cargo ships.
I see.
And yeah, go ahead.
So, tell me, do you compete with other organizations that are a little bit on the gray to darker side, such as Nine Tails Syndicate or the Otoni Group out of Area 18, or possibly Xenothreat out of Pyro System?
We plan to deal in all systems, and we would be willing to work with other prime organizations.
What's your organization's fastest jail escape time?
I actually don't know. We don't normally go to jail. We normally clear our crimes before that happens.
An interesting answer. A follow-up question to that, being such an outspokenly lawless organization, how do you avoid the consequences of your actions? Or rather, how do you avoid getting caught?
We use a combination of removing comms arrays so that no one sees our operation. Or, and if we do happen to have a crime step, we can go and hack a security station to remove it by clearing our criminal record.
How does the evil org deal with the occupation of the known bounty hunters? Do you come together, or do you typically, let members deal with their own problem?
For the sake of gameplay, we do deal with. Sorry, I've lost my train of thought.
Would you like to ask your question again?
Can I change it?
Yes. I'm sorry. For the sake of gameplay, we do occasionally work with bounty hunters, or we will help our fellow Evil Org members with removing their bounties or killing their bounty hunters.
When you say the for sake of gameplay, are you saying that you are currently allied with the guild?
No, but we would be willing to do joint operations.
It seems we have taken off.
Oh! Bad news game is here.
I just fell down.
Oh no, are you okay?
It seems the ship has taken off.
Oh, I
just sit on the floor. No one stand up.
I just fell over. Oh my goodness.
Are you taking
We
off?
have been taken up, away from the station.
Are you leaving us?
Stay on the floor.
Oh, you have been kidnapped, I think. We were left here.
Everybody has. Why have you kidnapped everybody?
Oh, I stubbed my knees too. Oh.
It seems bad news is taking hostages on the ship.
Oh no.
Hold on a minute. Wait for it.
Oh no. Weapons fire.
We were so close.
People are shooting. Net 7 News. We're in danger here. There's lots of weapons fire. I have no weapons on my own, and I'm gonna.
Rosales, report.
I'm down.
I'm hit.
Ducking under a table?
Oh my goodness. Gunfire is still going on. Who knows if people are dying? I can't see. I'm just gonna hide here in the corner. It should have been painfully obvious that as soon as we took off, that they would be leaving the armistice zone.
This is to note that a organization known as Evil Org has taken over OrgCon. They have expressed hostile intention and have taken persons captive.
I'm gonna try to use my Moby Glass remote camera to see what's going on without poking my head over this. Lots of guns are being pointed.
This is the Avalon Initiative. Looks like you all got yourselves in a bit of a sticky situation there. Scrambling ships, time now.
Ooh. They're pulling some serious G's, folks. People are being knocked over left and right. We are definitely in space. I can see out the window. Ooh, heavy
Check
fire.
local bounties for crime stat.
There's lots of jarring here. I can see space spinning past the windows. We are definitely whirling around heavy.
It is unclear at this moment what their intentions are. But in the meantime, it seems that the journalists have been kept alive and uninjured.
Net 7 viewers, we are now entering quantum travel, and we have now entered into dead space. I still hear gunfire.
We are willing to return all participants of this operation to the pad upon 5 million credits being wired to this account.
Somebody just clipped through the floor. I don't understand what's going on. That's some heavy-duty G's.
In a not-so-unexpected maneuver, it seems that Evil Org has posted a bounty for the captured persons on their ship during the OrgCon exhibition. There has yet to be a response from the organization hosts themselves, but as of now, it seems that the media who are captured on the ship are unharmed.
Oh, lots of G-forces going on here.
Well, I don't think they will be participating next edition.
I wonder.
So this leaves us here at the landing pad with a choice. Either we play this game or we move on and do the OrgCon here. Next.
If you wire this account 5 million credits, as I said, the operation may continue.
As if I make 5 million on a reporter's
Any of us
salary.
5 million. I hate to break it to you, but if I had 5 million, I'd probably be doing something else.
Well, I spent, I spent it for this event, so I will not be joining your game, so good luck with that.
Looks like my clone is going to be hitting the airlock here, folks, because we are all in danger. There are still some prisoners here on the floor.
The 5 million can be given in total from all participants.
Yeah, I don't negotiate with terrorists.
If you let me on board, I will have one of my friends. If you let me finish this interview, I will have one of my friends lend me some money. I will send it over.
This is a personal note to viewers in the audience. This would be something to keep in mind for future events, that if you are doing a public event such as this, you should probably not invite criminal organizations. Once again, this is an incredibly unexpected event, but though unfortunate.
OrgCon 2952 has basically been usurped. Several prisoners have been kidnapped aboard this Emerald Green Constellation Phoenix.
It seems like we might be here for a moment. Would you mind if the hostages took a seat?
Sit on the ground.
Do you know, you could have gone last and then it wouldn't have been a problem.
Yeah, this is technically a bit disrespectful out of character.
Day. One org you've denied. You could have just...
What is their time limit right now? Because
if we don't get the money within 5 minutes, everyone on board will die.
Well, you're not getting it from me, Sunshine.
Is there 5 minutes remaining on their panel? Out of character question, how much time remains on their current panel?
Their current panel is over.
Oh, then I would just, unfortunately, I would recommend banning them from future events or whatever.
Possibly, but the idea was that you could come no matter your playstyle.
Right, but, you know, roleplay-wise, you learned a valuable lesson. That might not be the best idea.
Well...
I think our first clue should have been the fact that they had such short answers to every question.
Yeah, they clearly didn't plan much of an interview.
Does your leader still
all right, I don't do takeovers, so I am going to
Grimhacks?
end my character.
Oh my!
Is your leader still running for mayor for Grimhacks?
To my knowledge, potentially.
Are you not afraid that this could hurt his reputation?
All right, viewers, unfortunately, I do not do takeovers of roleplay events. That is considered trolling in my book. We are going to have to end the stream. Thank you.